I think what's causing this stress in my life, and the reason I'm coming to you as a psychiatrist, is this inability to make a decision. So now this isn't exactly a medical procedure, but I'm asking you to do. But I was thinking, if you phoned as a doctor, my wife and my girlfriend, and told them that if they didn't demand a decision from me, at least for a while, that this would reduce the stress and improve my mental health, which is the object of the exercise we're in here.
Every healthy relationship needs an emotional commitment.
So you don't want to make the phone.
So they both walked out on you?
Oh, yes. Nightmare.
Well, what about your shrink?
Oh, she's insane. She's just like them. She's a woman. You know, she believes that a healthy relationship requires a deep emotional commitment.
So neither of them will talk to you again?
Nah, nobody will talk to me, that's for sure, yeah.
Which means this will have quite an effect on your life.
It means I have nowhere to eat tonight, is what it means.
Well, go to a restaurant.
What, need a loan?
Order in.
Order what?
Chinese.
How many times have we had this conversation? There's no edible Chinese downtown.
I found fantastic Chinese on Monday night. It's a new place on College. It's got great noodles, amazing seafood, brilliant black bean sauce.
That's my dish.
I know it's your dish.
Seafood fresh.
Oh, it's totally fresh. And it's always different because they only use what's fresh that day.
Fresh seafood.
Fresh seafood, great noodles, brilliant black bean sauce. You feel better?
Yeah.
Good. You know, anytime you want to talk about women like this, feel free.
Okay.
No, this is about the U.S. market, James. They love you. Do you have any idea how many Canadians have been picked off by American news shows?
Jesus, Jennings.
Peter Jennings?
Keith Morrison.
Every big news show has been sniffing around Jim Walcott. These Americans, they're like dogs with money, and you are like the only fire hydrant in town. Okay? They love you because you project intelligence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying that up here the dogs just piss on you. In the States, they piss on you, but they pay to piss on you.
Exactly. And people will pay big money to piss on Jim Walcott because they can smell the integrity. I got them to lift their legs. They're just waiting for us to say yes. What do you say?
I say let the dogs piss away.
Let me get this straight. Jim got a U.S. deal?
A network morning show.
What about our contract with him?
His contract's up in a week. We need a new anchor. It's our #1 priority. Let's get on it now.
So you didn't eat the clams?
I don't eat clams. You said order the noodles and seafood. I expect scallops and shrimps, all clams.
That's what they had fresh. How can you not eat clams?
I said I don't eat clams, okay? I know a guy who once ate one clam, dropped dead from Mullis disease, an accountant.
So you threw their clams out?
No, I put them in the fridge.
Clams don't travel. You should eat them or throw them out.
They don't pick up my garbage until Friday. I put them in the fridge till Friday. I throw them out on Friday when they pick up the garbage.
If you remember.
I'll remember.
I'd leave yourself a note.
Okay, I'll leave myself a note. You know something? We should never have had this conversation about women.
What did I say? I agreed with you that they're all crazy.
You said order the noodles and seafood. That's what you said.
Patricia's out of our Vancouver local news department. We think she's ready to make her move to anchor.
I see from this, though, that you've only had 2 years of on-air experience.
Well, I have this thing. I think I got it from my father. He's the CEO of Randall Mining in BC, the second largest producer of copper in the world. Well, Daddy had polio as a boy and was from a poor family. But he always set his sights on what he wanted and went after it. I have set my sights on this job, and I can't imagine any scenario except total success.
To work out?
You know, I don't think that's an
No, that's okay.
She appears to be in very good shape. I just...
2 hours every morning, starting at 5:30.
2. Did you read a lot? I think it's important that an anchor read.
I try to read a book a day. I generally read by author. I'm just finishing all of Balzac.
Do you have a black belt in anything? It's a joke.
Advanced Jeet Kune Do.
Oh.
I mean, she has everything, okay? She's attractive, she's sexual, she's athletic, she's well-read, she's self-confident, she's smart, she's...
Single?
Yeah, she's single, but I'm just wondering this acceptable, behavior in the workplace. I mean,
I don't know.
Well, just out of curiosity,
Out of curiosity, I'm sure we can find out if there's a policy on sleeping with the anchor.
Just out of curiosity. I'm just talking about out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out. It's the genius on his new morning show in New York.
That was an incredible story. These acts of terrorism are just horrifying, very, very frightening.
Just horrible, horrifying, so disturbing. You know, Jim, I have children, and I wonder how we can bring kids into this world with horrific images like these on our television screens.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Can we possibly get that last horrific image up on the screen one more time? Is that possible? No? Not ready? Okay. Anyway, about bringing kids into this world, I don't have any children right now, but one day I'd love to become a father. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to let Joe Al-Qaeda stop me. And with all the Marines around the world doing such an incredible job, God help the terrorist who tries. And that's God with a G, the good guy God.
Great first week, Jim. Very good. Very good.
Thank you. Hey, Joe Al-Qaeda got a good reaction, didn't it? Yeah. I was thinking of a few more, like Johnny Arab.
I don't think so.
Why, because there's good Arabs?
Yeah.
Yeah, the good Arab factor.
Any plans for the weekend?
Well, Saturday, if the weather's nice, I thought I'd hit Ground Zero and pay tribute to the 3,000 killed there.
Good.
And then catch a matinee of Mamma Mia. Oh, any chance of tickets?
No.
Mamma... What to do in the biggest apple on the planet? Radio City, been there, done that. Ground Zero, been there, done that. New York City. New York City. So much to do.
Remember how I told you that Daddy taught me to set my sights and go after what I want?
Okay.
I thought about how to say this, and I couldn't figure out the correct or polite or, I don't know, appropriate way. And this breaks all the rules of the workplace. But I have this thing for you. And I just had to say it.
You slept with her.
It was her idea.
Wow.
I know. Look, I have real problems with needy women. Catherine, Sarah, they're great, but they both need something from me that I'm incapable of giving. So I end up on antidepressants and seeing a shrink. Right? This one, completely different. Here's a woman who has the top television job for a woman in the country. She comes from a rich family. She's completely confident in herself, both physically and intellectually. All she really wants is sex and a date for dinner on Saturday night.
She's the perfect woman.
She's absolutely perfect. I'm off the antidepressants. I'm not seeing that ridiculous shrink anymore. I'm in an uncomplicated, sensible relationship where both people give according to their ability and receive according to their needs.
Sounds utopian.
I can't take this anymore.
Can't take what?
You're disconnecting.
Disconnecting? I'm not disconnecting. I never connected.
I'm not an idiot, okay? I came over to your place last night, walked in and tried to give you a hug. And I could feel you tense up, and this has been going on for a week.
I didn't tense up. I don't hug. Look, I'm not the kind of person that hugs. I've got other things in my mind. I mean, work and the news. I mean, do you have any idea what's going on in North Korea?
This, okay? I can't be in a relationship like this. So if you want this to work, I want you to go and see someone.
See someone? See who? Who am I supposed to see?
A therapist. And just try to understand yourself.
Understand myself? What does that mean?
I think you should go back on antidepressants.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
So no messages. Jim Walcott, room 715. No, the light wasn't blinking, but I just thought after 2 days it might have been broken. I've been here 2 days to do the new Channel 4 morning show. You haven't seen? Yeah? Oh. Well, yeah, people don't know I'm here yet. No, nothing important. I just, it'll come, fans and people in the business and stuff. Okay. Yeah. What to do, New York City. Two. Good pressure. Mr. President, how do you feel about the war? Mr. President, how do you feel about the war? How do you feel about the war? Weiner. Mr. President, how do you feel about the war?
Well, the smell is incredible. Can we taste this now?
Go ahead.
Oh, Louisiana ribs. It's fantastic. You know, I'm sure our fighting men in the Middle East would give their right arm for ribs like these. Gives me an idea. We should send this recipe to our guys overseas, slaughter a goat, add some of this marinade, cook it up, and then maybe the terrorists will smell it and realize what they're missing in trying to destroy the greatest country on the face of this planet. Am I right?
It sounds like an old episode.
Yeah, that's the one I was watching, one where Elaine is getting fatter because, of course, the yogurt's not really non-fat. And now it's the one where Kramer says you can't take back bad fruit, right? You buy it, you live with it.
I haven't seen that one.
Well, that's the thing about New York. You can get anything, anytime. You know, here we are. Seinfeld doubleheader.
I'm really late for an appointment. I gotta run.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't realize it was this late. I got a meeting. I gotta run. Everyone loves Raymond. Have I seen this Raymond? Yes. Yes, an exceptional Raymond. Raymond in New York City.
Yeah, I'm not really a big Raymond fan.
I know, neither am I. That's the thing, you know. Watching it in New York just makes it seem more sophisticated somehow. It's weird. You know, sitting in the middle of the world's greatest city just puts a different spin on everything.
Yeah, listen, Jim, it's almost 6. I gotta run.
Oh, yeah, me too. Oh, Jesus, look at the time. I got a meeting. I gotta jump.
Yeah, I gotta jump too.
I'm just so goddamn lonely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, George. Why did I leave?
Settle down. You're going to be fine. Listen, I can't talk now.
I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry. It's just, why did I leave, you know? I loved you guys so much. I had a home. I had hundreds of friends.
Hundreds? No.
Well, people just accepted me, right? I love you, George. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm crying.
I've gotta...
Jump.
I just want to come home. I love you, George. I just want to come home. And I would come home, but the money's so good, so I don't know what to do, right? I love you, George. I do. Sorry, George. George. Wow, creme brulee. The French really know how to do this upright. But, you know, it also reminds me of the terrorist attack in southern France last week that killed 55 tourists, 19 of them American. And, of course, of the amazing job that our military is doing around the world in fighting these terrorists. These terrorists that look at our way of life, at cuisine like this, and kill out of jealousy for what they'll never have. Great food and a great military. God bless our fighting men, that's what I say. And that's God with a G. The God I like to call the good guy God. Yeah, I've never really done this phone thing before, but I just saw your ad and I was curious. And so, you know, it's really just more research on my part. But could you say that again, the part where you are stranded and you're a complete stranger, but you knock on my door and you have to use my shower. And you take off all your clothes, and then you catch me. What? Credit card expiry? I gave you that. 0205.
At this time of year, nothing can beat hot apple pie.
Oh, you got it. American apple pie. God bless America. God bless our freedom. And God bless our troops stationed around the world, giving their lives to protect our freedom and our way of life. And that's God with a G.
the God I call the good guy God. Thank you.
I want to make myself perfectly clear. I represent a coalition of New York citizens who find the actions of your host, Jim Walcott, to be a crime against all African Americans. And we will organize a boycott of your network unless he's removed. And you people find some way to make reparations for the damages done to this poor little girl.
Mr. Taylor, she was a prostitute. She was on the young side, but Mr. Walcott had a psychotic reaction to antidepressant drugs. No sexual act had been completed before the police picked them up.
Being a businessman myself, I don't like the sound of the word boycott any more than you do, especially in a time when all Americans must be pulling together in this fight against terror.
And I'd like to introduce my new co-host. He's an ex-Marine and one of the shopping network's most successful diet supplement spokesmen. It's Dale Williams.
These all the bags, sir?
Yeah.
Your car's waiting for you, sir.
Can you say that again?
Excuse me, sir?
Can you say your car is waiting for you, sir, again?
Your car's waiting for you, sir.
Love those words. Lived my whole life to hear those words. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Will that be everything, sir?
Suppose you recognize me from TV, huh?
Yes, sir. You're the guy that got fired from that morning show for being with that 16-year-old prostitute. Yeah, I seen you all week on CNN.
You see me on Larry King?
No, sir.
Oh, Larry's good. Larry's very good. He nailed my ass. That was great TV. Jeez, Larry's the best.
Yes, sir. Will that be all, sir?
Yeah.
Just wait, look. I need a perfect sex life.
Please, I can't see you anymore. Please don't call me. I have call display. If I see any of your numbers, I won't answer. And if you try to talk to me about anything except work in this building, I'll consider it to be sexual harassment.
So I guess you're off the hook. I mean, it's a tragedy.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, but as terrible as it was, I mean, you got involved with a woman who was really nuts.
She was a great anchor. She did a fantastic job for us.
Yeah, while she was alive. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that she was pretty crazy.
Yeah, like I thought, here's an independent woman.
Who, in fact, was ultra needy, and in that regard, not really honest with you.
Exactly, but a person doesn't deserve to die just because they're
needy? Well, I mean, if you knew that she was that needy, you wouldn't have...
I wouldn't have gone along with her sexual advances. You just don't do that with a needy person.
Yeah, that's rule one.
Absolutely rule number one.
So, she had a key to your place.
Well, she demanded a key for my place, yeah.
That's needy.
You know, I thought so, exactly.
Oh, and you weren't home, and she came over.
And this is after she's told me that she's not going to see me again for the 5th time.
So, you guys are on again, off again, 5
times.
But, you know, every time she shut you out because you disconnected, you went running after her.
That's a woman. That's her strategy. That's what they do, but she still didn't deserve to, you know.
Die?
To die, yeah.
So you're on again, and she comes over, and you're out.
No, we're off, and she comes over.
Oh, you're off?
Off.
Oh, well, so you're not responsible.
How can I be responsible? We were off. I'm off the hook.
The only thing is you probably should have left yourself a note.
I failed to leave a note. My failure to leave a note didn't kill this woman, believe me.
I'm just saying that had you left yourself a note 6 weeks ago to throw out the clams...
5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago, saying throw out clams in fridge on Friday for garbage pickup, the clams wouldn't have been in the fridge for 5 weeks, and when she came over with her key...
Yes, which she dragged out of me under the false pretenses that she was not a needy woman.
She wouldn't have gone in the fridge for something to eat, and the clams wouldn't have been there, and she wouldn't have eaten them, and she wouldn't have died of food poisoning. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, had you not recommended the Chinese takeout from that place, I wouldn't have had the clams in my fridge.
Okay, but I wouldn't recommend takeout if you had been able to make a commitment to one woman, Sarah or Catherine.
You know what this comes down to? Why can't people have a reasonable relationship without this need for commitment?
I don't know.
Thanks.
You know, it's just that your first newscast back, I don't know if it's a good idea to mention the 16-year-old prostitute.
Oh, come on. I was big on CNN for that story. I just thought it'd be...
Well, you were lucky that a deal was struck and that there were enough, lawyers contradicting each other. There wasn't a clear picture of what really happened, or else you wouldn't have a job here either.
Tell me about it. I watched CNN wall to wall on this one. God knows who was telling the truth.
Well, you knew the truth. You were the guy.
This was like OJ. No one knew who did what.
Yeah, but it was your story. It was about you. You were the OJ. You didn't need CNN. You knew the truth.
Oh, I see what you mean. I didn't need CNN to tell me what...
You were the guy with the hooker.
Yeah, I was the OJ, right?
You were the OJ.
Interesting. Okay, I'm ready.